So one of the ideas that Peter Dutton had last week was to increase the amount of banned time for online betting. Can't happen during games, can't happen an hour either side of generally footy, cricket, all the gambling ads that are around. Add to that a conversation where potentially the Communications Minister is banning when you can advertise junk food, presumably because kids may be watching. Now, James, what I find interesting about all of this is while I understand everyone's well-meaning need to ban advertising against this, that and the other, it only kind of works in one version of the media, which is traditional linear television or radio. You go on the internet, you go and check out a YouTube video, the most wildly inappropriate stuff can bounce around. My highly scientific example is I'll be watching some fail videos with the kids and then some horror movie ad will pop up halfway through. Now, no one's to know that the 5 and 8-year-old is watching that stuff, but the whole point is that ad wouldn't pop up when you're watching cartoons on a Saturday morning, not that they really show them then anymore, but you get my point.
Yeah, the issue is who we're going to be left with to advertise this program brought to you by Jerry Harvey. The next one by Harvey. It'll be a Jerry Harvey ad fest because that's obviously who's going to be left. And I love Jerry, but the thing is, if you go banning things, have a look. It's Panadol's no good for you too if you take copious amounts of it. Junk food's no good for you if you take copious amounts. In fact, water will kill you if you drink more than 4 litres in a session. So, look, I get it. They want to try and protect kids from getting fat, but I blame the parents too. Come on, at the end of the day, it's the parents who buy this stuff for their kids, take some responsibility at the checkout, say no. Yeah. That's the easiest. Stop banning things all the time.
Linda, are you all up for more ad bans? Because won't someone think of the children?
What I think is interesting is that the Conservative side of politics are talking about more regulation on gambling. This was a huge feature, obviously, in the recent New South Wales election, and now the opposition leader, Peter Dutton's raised it in his budget reply speech. It's an interesting sort of attract the teal argument politically. They've got to have some socially progressive argument, and so this is the one that they have seemingly chosen. So I just wonder how it's going to play out. Obviously, it's going to hurt their base, and their base is going to feel pretty upset about that. But it's interesting to see, I think, Peter Dutton kind of lifting from the playbook of Dominic Perrottet here in New South Wales. Will it work? Well, it obviously didn't work in New South Wales.
Who won that election? I think it was the one who had the smaller gambling policies. Indeed. But they're getting rid of the signs that say VIP lounge. All right, let's talk about power because, Matt, again, people, I think normal people, when we talk to them, are always able to link the dots, right? That power bills keep going through the roof, and we have the federal government who one of the first things they did was to supercharge the move towards the new technologies of where we get our power from. Yet there doesn't seem to be the wider political message coming back through the polls. We'll wait, watch and see in the next little while. But again, one of the things that was good about that Peter Dutton speech, he made it nice and clear, nuclear is the future.
Yeah, and Paul, I'm in Canberra. I've had to come back to Canberra, unfortunately, because tomorrow we'll be having Senate hearings on a bill I and other senators have put forward to remove the ban on nuclear energy. We have a young 16-year-old kid, I'm calling him our Greta Thunberg. He set up his own organisation in school to promote nuclear energy. He's travelled all the way to Canberra with his dad to promote it. The young people I get all around the country don't get this nonsensical ban we have on a technology that's used all around the world that's emission-free and can provide reliable power. Those that support solar and wind power just have to answer the simple question, how is it that as the more solar and wind power we install, the higher our power prices go? And it's not just here in this country, it's everywhere around the world. Don't believe the rhetoric of the Labor Party. We have been installing, including before Anthony Albanese, we've been installing solar and wind power in Australia at a rate 4 times per person the rest of the world, 4 times in America and in Europe. And we have ended up with, in a land of plentiful resources, we've ended up with the highest power prices in the world. After that Liddell coal-fired power station shut a couple of weeks ago in New South Wales, power prices have gone up 80% in New South Wales. They've gone up 3 times in South Australia. We will not have a manufacturing industry left if we do not turn around here and invest again in reliable forms of power that are not weather dependent.
Yeah, I tell you what, that'll be fascinating to see the conclusion of that. Hey, put us in touch with that kid too. I'd love to get him on the telly.
Yeah, Linda, he's a talent. He's a real talent.